Hi everyone, welcome to Jenna Fitness. Today we have a 30-minute full body toning wall Pilates workout. This workout will burn fat, build core and full body strength, improve flexibility and define your muscles. You're going to start by lying flat on your back and place both feet against the wall so your legs are at a right angle. Press your lower back into the floor. Perform slow crunch movements, squeezing your abs tight, swooping your arms around the sides. Don't strain your neck or shoulders, it is just your core that should be doing the work. Alright, remain in the same position now with your arms extended above your head. While keeping your lower back pressed into the floor, you're going to perform slow controlled crunches, but keeping your arms outstretched behind your head the whole time. Make sure your abs are squeezed tight and your neck and back aren't doing the work. Okay, now you're going to extend your legs up the wall, keep your hips slightly further away. Extend your arms above your head and lie flat with your lower back pressed into the floor. Contracting your abs, come into a double crunch, bringing your knees into your chest and wrapping your arms around them. Hold for a second, keeping your abs tight and then release slowly and controlled back to the starting position. Lie flat and place your right foot against the wall at a right angle and press your lower back into the floor. Rest your left foot on your right knee. You're going to crunch your body over to the left side, bringing your right elbow to meet the left knee. Make sure your abs are contracted and your neck and shoulders aren't doing the work. Guys, this is all coming from the core. This is how we build strength and get that definition. Alright, repeat this with the left foot against the wall, crunching over to the right. Slide further enough away from the wall and rest your feet on the wall so your legs are at a right angle. As you raise up, lead with your pelvis and squeeze your glute muscles. Don't push away from the wall with your feet. This will cause you to slide. It's important to keep your core contracted right throughout. Press your lower back into the floor upon return. Really push through with your pelvis. Okay, you're coming into the same position now, performing a very similar movement, but this time, instead of hinging your pelvis up and down, you're going to perform big half circles with your pelvis. Keep it raised off the floor right throughout the exercise to keep the resistance in your glutes and hamstrings. Remain in the same position still. Raise your hips off the ground, leading upwards with your pelvis. Remember, don't push away from the wall with your feet. Perform controlled pulse-like movements with your pelvis, keeping it raised off the ground the whole time. This keeps the resistance on your quads, glutes, and hamstrings. Alright, with this next exercise, I want you to slide further out from the wall. Place your left foot on the wall and raise your hips up, extending your right leg. Again, make sure you're pushing upwards with your pelvis and press your lower back into the floor upon return. Now we're still working with the right leg. Stay in the same position with your hips and push your pelvis up, holding with your left foot on the wall and right leg extended. Perform small pulse movements with your pelvis, driving through your left leg. You'll really feel this in your left hamstring and glute. Okay, still working the right leg now, last exercise. Raise up again, just like the previous exercise. This time, you're bringing your right leg to the side and back again. Make sure you don't twist your body to the side. It's just your right leg doing the work. This requires you to really engage your core and glute muscles. Okay, now we're working with the left leg for the next 3 exercises, starting with the left leg extensions. Remember to press your lower back into the floor when you return back down. Stretch right through your quad down to your toes. Okay, and with the left leg still, you're doing the pulse movement with your pelvis. Really push through your pelvis and squeeze those glutes. Okay, and last one with the left leg now, you're bringing it to the side. Again, keeping your pelvis raised and keep your body centered. Remember, don't let it twist. Alright guys, take a wee rest now before we get into the next section. Slide further enough away from the wall and rest your feet on the wall so your legs are at a right angle. Bring your feet in slightly narrower than shoulder width. Push up with your left leg, squeezing your glute. Return back to the floor and press your lower back into the floor. Alternate legs, bringing them off the wall. Okay, this time you're repeating the same exercise, but instead of coming back to the floor with your hips, you're keeping your pelvis raised up the whole time. Squeeze those glutes tight. Rest your feet up on the wall with your pelvis raised. Perform controlled walking movements up the wall. This requires you to really keep your core tight and glutes squeezed. Slide your hips closer to the wall now and rest your legs up on the wall, keeping your knees straight. You're going to raise your pelvis up and body off the floor, leading upwards with your hips and keeping your glutes squeezed. Really push through your pelvis and press your lower back into the floor upon return. With this next exercise, come back into the fully extended position like the previous exercise and hold it. Keep your glutes squeezed and core contracted. Perform circles with your right leg. Make sure you're squeezing right from your quad down to your toes. Okay, for this next exercise, you're once again in the extended hold position, and this time you're bending your right leg in towards your chest and extending it back up again. Make sure your body remains totally straight, no sinking hips or hyperextensions. Alright, now you're repeating the leg circles with the left leg. And now with the left leg again, stay up in the extended hold and bring your left leg into your chest and extend back up. Alright guys, take another rest before we get into our final section. Now you're going to slide all the way into the wall so your glutes are pressed against it. Lie flat on your back with your arms overhead. While keeping your lower back pressed into the floor, you're going to perform slow controlled crunches reaching towards your ankles. Make sure your abs are squeezed tight and your neck and back are not doing the work. Now you're coming into a semi-seated position, resting up on your elbows. Place your elbows slightly behind your body and make sure your chest and shoulders remain open. Extend your legs up the wall, keeping your knees straight. Slowly lift them away from the wall towards you and return back. Don't let your upper body hunch towards your legs, it's just your legs doing the work. Alright, you're going to perform a very similar movement to the previous exercise, but this time you're doing a wiper motion with your legs. Bring them together and towards the left side and squeezing your abs, raise your legs up and over to the right. This is slow and controlled. Again, your upper body remains stationary. It's just the legs doing the work. This is going to work not only your legs, but it's going to work your lower abs and your obliques as well. Okay, now you're coming into a deep squat position facing the wall. You want to press your knees back and try to get them in line with your toes and really work to sit your pelvis under while keeping your back completely straight. It's not comfortable and it's not supposed to be. This is my ballet training talking. Extend your body to the side along with your arm reaching over and return to the center, resting your palms gently against the wall for assistance. Alternate sides, staying in a deep squat. Okay, come onto your knees now and place your hands against the wall with your arms outstretched. Perform a push-up movement towards the wall, keeping your elbows in. Don't let your back bend or hunch up. It's just your arms doing the work here. Alright, stay in the same position now, and this time, instead of performing a full push-up, you're going to do small pulses or half push-ups. This keeps the resistance on your arms and you will really feel your shoulders burning. Make sure you don't hunch your back. Now you're coming into a plank position with your feet pressed against the wall. Rest on your elbows, keeping them in line with your shoulders. Draw one leg up the side with your hip open. Return to the starting point and alternate legs. It's important to keep your core really tight and glutes squeezed. Work hard to not let your hips sink or hunch your back. Lie on your front and extend your lower legs up the wall with your knees pressed against it. Extend your arms out in front of you, slightly off the ground, and then bring them in, placing your hands underneath your shoulders and push up through your arms, keeping your back straight. You're not arching your back here. This is a push-up movement. Okay, I want you to come into a full plank position now, elbows in line with shoulders. Keep your glutes squeezed and make sure your back and pelvis are straight. Push up and back through your arms, leading with your hips. Hold that stretch at the top, keeping your legs as straight as you can and lengthen through your spine and arms. You'll feel a nice stretch down your spine, down the back of your arms and your hamstrings.
Time and time again I relapse, but love has never left me. Perhaps I should have found a way to pay it back. But if I get only taking up.
Okay, now you're going to lie on your front and extend your lower legs up the wall with your knees pressed against it. Rest propped up on your forearms like a plank position. Press your pelvis into the floor and then push back, leading with your hips towards the wall. Extend through your spine, feeling a nice stretch through your back and arms. Keep your neck neutral. Return back down and press your hips into the floor.
Me back at the start, time and time again I relapse, but your love is always waiting. Perhaps I can't save myself, so I...
Alright guys, final exercise. This has been a long one. Stay on your front with your lower legs extended up the wall. Place your hands under your shoulders and keep your elbows close to your body. Push up, arching through your back and slowly lower back down. Keep the resistance on your arms. Well done, guys. Great workout. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.